Protest watch here on Mike of the Night. Protest watch. Shutdowns everywhere. People are freaking out. We're going back to 2019, the year of the protest. But what are they going to do? Are they going to pull the trigger on another pandemic? Is everyone going to fall for it again? Let's go. So here we go. Where is this, folks? Where is this, folks? Let me see if I could get some. Okay, this is Madagascar, folks. This is Madagascar, and this has been going on and off for the last 3 months. And protests are over water and power shortages, and the infrastructure is not good. I think Madagascar was colonized by the French, so the French did not spend any money building anything there. The Portuguese did in their colonies. That's why they got good infrastructure. But Madagascar is in a lot of trouble. And they're calling for government resignations there in Madagascar. And that's, let's move on here. Nepal. And this one's a little bit old, but it's on and off. And right now in Nepal, it's mainly the Gen Z protesters against corruption. And you see the wealth displayed by the officials. And the bans on social media platform is one of the bigger ones. And a lack of transparency. So, wow, they got such good-looking women there. So, anyways, let's see if we got... No, there's no more footage. Let's go back to the footage here so you guys can see what's happening in Nepal. And people are... it's the youth. They're realizing they don't have a future. And when you dominate people with violence, they have nothing to fight for. What do? They fight back, right? That's the Fast and Furious 5 quote we use here on Mike in the Night. All right, let's head over to Morocco. Let's head over to Morocco here. So Morocco is what's happening in Morocco. Again, it's another Gen Z-led rally demanding reforms in healthcare and education. And there's a lot of austerity. A lot of the retired folk in Morocco that have a tiny pension of like $50 American or something, they're slashing that too, or $30 American. I'm not too sure what the numbers, but they're cutting some of the old people's $50 a month to live, and people are getting fed up. Right, we got protests in Morocco. Yeah, you see it there. It's all youth. It's all young people that basically know they'll work their entire lives and have nothing to show for it. And that's where we're headed, folks. Nobody's got money. Everyone's pissed. When we could easily set the system up for everyone to flourish and do well within their own countries. And where are we here? Indonesia. Now, I have a bone to pick with Indonesia, guys, tonight. So there's Indonesia is protesting right now, and they are protesting police brutality, economic distress, and more subsidies for lawmakers, and it's been a big problem there in Indonesia. Now, I got a bone to pick with Indonesia because Indonesia has a really bloody history that no one talks about, and we're going to talk about it here on Mike in the Night. We made a documentary that was sent to the Asian Film Festival. It's in Portuguese. It's on my Portuguese channel. It's called Genocide in East Timor. Now, this is East Timor. This is not Portugal. You're seeing all the Portugal flags everywhere. This is East Timorians. They love Portuguese in East Timor. They want the Portuguese to go back and recolonize in East Timor because the Portuguese actually built that country well and actually took care of the people. Here's a map of Portugal and Indonesia here. And Indonesia was given weapons by the Australians to go in to Portugal. What was Portugal then? And that was Indonesia. Became Indonesia. So they started taking it over and murdering all the Catholics. The Australians gave weapons to the Indonesians. And basically, it's a good documentary. Again, it was submitted to the Asian Film Festival. And they went there to murder all the Catholics. It was really sad what happened. And I have a bone to pick even to this day with Indonesia that opened fire at the church and murdered. Why? Because of the oil. Indonesia is rich in oil and Australia wanted it, so they armed the East Timor is rich in oil, so they armed the Indonesians to go murder the East Timorians. And they went to the church, and they opened fire and murdered innocent people everywhere. And yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, let's head over to East Timor now. East Timor is in protest too. And it has to do with lifetime pensions for foreign ministers. So let's hear let's hear a bit of Portuguese here from East Timor.
Nacional, porque eles está cancelado a aquisição de viatura com o Prado. Portanto, depois disso, hoje nós fomos a uma reunião com os bancadas de deputados do Parlamento. Nós já fizemos um acordo para que 25, dia seguinte, data de 25, nós já marcamos já fazer uma consenso, fazer um acordo para que eles vão cumprir. Dia 25, neste mês, eles vão fazer uma plenária para que revogar totalmente a lei pensão mensal vitalícia. E segundo, os deputados vão alterar lei de liberdade de reunião e manifestação, lei número 1/2006. Depois disso, quando...
It's so beautiful to hear the Portuguese language spoken in other parts of the world. So that's East Timor in protest. And Pakistan. What's happening in Pakistan? Well, Pakistan, human rights abuses, disappearances, all kinds. There it is right there. It's a massive anti-Pakistan protests erupt across I can't pronounce that, Balochistan. There it is right there. And Slovakia. Big protests in Slovakia and multiple cities across this week against government's economic policies and austerity measures, including tax increases. The youth, you're going to see a lot of youth protesting around the world. We're going back to 2019, the year of the protest. But in 2019, they got clever. They pulled the trigger on the pandemic to shut down all the protests. I wonder what they're going to do this year with all the protesting. We're going to go into Christmas protesting. We're going to go into spring and summer protesting. And the governments all over the world know this, right? And we got chaos. Let's quick, guys. There it is. Pro Gaza. Where is this? Oh, in Milan, Italy. So yeah, Adino Bravo sent me this, and Italy is in chaos right now. Solidarity with Gaza, pushing back against government's stance. Wider protests have touched on foreign policy and humanitarian concerns, and that's coming out of Italy right now. And that's been happening all week in Italy. And I think this is not in Rome. This is Milan. So now, if you guys remember when we were covering Mike in the Night, the worldwide protests in Italy, they were doing in 2019 in Italy, they were so fed up. They had the Maffangulo protest. If you guys remember, the Maffangulo protest was massive in Italy. And there it is. There it is, folks. Yes, guys, it is Protest Watch here on Mike in the Night. Let me know what you guys think of this segment of the show. We are going back to the year of the protest. What are they going to do? Are they going to go with climate change emergency? Another war? They're kind of fizzling out the wars we have now. Zelensky wants to keep going. Another pandemic? What are they going to do? What's Bill Gates going to do?